A healthy punch and kick seem to be the only two items which can virtually guarantee the success of a game these days, and Sega of America is hoping to cash in with the pending release of Virtua Fighter 2 for the Saturn. The game was a huge hit in the arcades and on the Saturn. Now the sequel, which has been burning up arcade joysticks for about a year, is finally coming home to the Saturn. The game is fully texture mapped, adding additional details to the characters, and this exclusive video of the game, now only 30% complete, shows it's simply breathtaking. The sequel brings forth two new characters, Shun and Lion, as well as the entire crew from the original game. Perhaps the greatest improvement with the sequel is a 3D-oriented perspective, with sweeping pans and zooms with the camera. Furthermore, although the backgrounds in these screenshots aren't complete, expect the full game to include much more detailed backdrops. All in all, Sega hopes that Virtua Fighter 2 will maintain the playability of the original, yet technically improve the title up to the standards of games such as Tekken on the PlayStation. If looks could kill, we would have been dead seconds after seeing this revolutionary fighting title. The little pest is back, but this time around he'll be hitting your television station, not the Saturn. Of course, we're talking about the irreverent Bug, who starred in his own Saturn game last June. Based on the popularity of this SGI-rendered character, Sega is now in negotiations with Nelvana Limited to bring Bug to life in a primetime animated television show. Although nothing has been finalized, don't be surprised if Bug and his arch-enemies such as Queen Cadavra and the B-52s start appearing in a full-length animated cartoon in the near future. We'll keep you updated on the status of this show. Arguably, Sega's hottest arcade property in 1995 has been Sega Rally, a game which we showed you a short video clip of last month. Now we're happy to give you a more detailed look at this racing game, which is a cross between Daytona USA and Off-World Interceptor. The primary factor which makes this title stand out from the pack is the impeccable frame rate, and the ability to select between two vehicles, the Jeep or sports car. There are also 3 tracks to select, with those being the desert, mountain, and forest. This title has much more play value than other racing games, as the courses are long and have added features such as puddles of water and jumps to propel the fun factor to new heights. A multiplayer split-screen mode also exists for 2 players, and although the split screen is quite small, nothing can match the feeling of head-to-head racing combat. Overall, Sega Rally has perhaps the longest play value of any racing title, thanks in part to unique courses and incredible technical achievements. So get ready to pick up some dirt and grind the gearbox, because with Sega Rally, the power of quality gameplay is on your side. Sega's World Series Baseball, previously reviewed in IE, is now being used to actually predict the outcome of baseball games, as it includes full player statistics. Sega claims it's so accurate you can simulate any baseball game and receive a relatively accurate result. To put the game to the test, Sega played the 1995 World Series between the Atlanta Braves and the Cleveland Indians on World Series Baseball, and the result was a 6-game victory for the Braves. As you know by now, that was the actual result of the World Series games. Although Sega's scores for the games were off by a number of runs, they did accurately predict the winner of the series. Ditka's back, Mike Ditka that is, in Quarterback Attack from Digital Pictures. Billed as the first quarterback simulation to use full-motion video, you'll actually pick the plays and execute them in real time thanks to Digital Pictures' proprietary InstaSwitch technology. Although there is a learning curve for the relatively complicated controls, once you actually understand the game mechanics, it's a full blitz from there, and touchdowns are only a few buttons away. Ditka's constant put-downs are well placed and certainly add a large degree of atmosphere and tension to the game. Quarterback Attack is a very unique football game, which actually plays relatively well, something that could not be said about Digital Pictures' other full-motion video titles. Rayman, the new little critter from Ubisoft, is now available on the Saturn. This version is almost an exact replica to the PlayStation version we reviewed in episode 19, with more than 50 different characters and 70 unique levels. This long and varied game has some of the most incredible artwork in a side-scroller, taking advantage of the Saturn's true color palette. Besides being a truly beautiful game, Rayman is a fun game to play, bringing back to life the side-scrolling 2D genre of games. Virtual Hide from Atlas Software is one of the first role-playing games on the Saturn, unfolding in a 3D, third-person perspective environment. A realm known as the Dream World has been captured by an army of supernatural warriors. As the hero, you battle zombies and vampires trying to destroy the land, using your wits, sword, and magic items. The 3D engine is extremely slow and the quality terribly awkward. Although the game looks fine in screenshots, when you actually pick up the control pad to save the land, the only thing I can suggest is that you save your wallet and pass on virtual highlight. Finally, Crystal Dynamics has upgraded their 3DO hit Off-World Interceptor and tagged the word Extreme onto the end of the name for the Sega Saturn version. The game is relatively unchanged from the 3DO incarnation, except for much cleaner full-motion video and a new option for a first-person in-car view. The actual engine is much faster than the 3DO version, and this makes the combat much more intense. Of course, this means that our original problem with the game, a tad too much action, is just amplified in the Saturn version. Off-World Interceptor Extreme is comparable in genre to the PSX's Twisted Metal, but certainly not comparable in terms of quality.